What's going on with y'all? This y'all boy, Battle Rap Chuck 92. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe. So now, I'm actually like caught on to like everything that's going on right now. I finally have a taste as far as what's going on right now with the A-Ward situation. I'ma just like tell you this because it's common sense. But before I even get into that, it just me personally, it just make me go back to what Verb was saying about you guys are gonna eventually fall, like you guys are gonna fall quick. And when Verb is saying some of these things, giving you clues as far as basically giving a reason as of why Midnight Madness is not gonna last, it's just like everything is just coming at once. Everything is just coming, you know what I'm saying, just back and forth. So Midnight Madness was supposed to be, I guess, going back to the Smack days where everybody just meet up and then dudes just start rapping. And then you also come to the point where you about to bet you some bread. Now, if A-Ward is basically getting paid, because I'm very, very glad I didn't jump the gun with this because I had to catch up to see what was going on. But the thing is, if A-Ward is basically saying that you guys had already, you guys had basically sent him a deposit to battle on Midnight Madness, to me, that's kind of crazy. Because you guys didn't do that with none of the with none of the battlers that was supposed to battle for Midnight Madness. You guys did not do that with none of them at all. So that don't look good at all. It don't look good. Now my thing is, if you're A-Ward, are you willing to put I guess the Midnight owners, the owners of the Midnight Madness, I guess. So my thing is, if you A-Ward, would you put it out there like that? See, the thing is, I could sit here and say I could sit here and say A-Ward is wrong about that situation for doing that. But I can also say that they're wrong for willing to trust a person and send somebody a freaking deposit and knowing good goddamn well they wasn't paying other battlers. See, it has to come to a situation where you can't trust people, man. You just can't. If you, like, I'm dang near even talking about blood. If you not, I don't care about the blood thing. Like, I don't care about, if me and you got the same blood or whatever the case might be. Certain things, it's just certain things that you just don't do because people is willing to take it there as far as basically putting it out there. Just to let it be known. Okay, you guys love URL so much. Guess what? Look what they did. To me, it's like, where does that kind of make sense at? I'm looking at A-Ward and the Midnight Madness situation, but who I can mainly blame for that situation is most definitely the Midnight Madness cats. The people, the people that's, the people that's in charge. It just, to me, it just don't make any sense. So my thing is that you could for sure say goodbye to the big battlers. The big battlers is like, okay, you guys have me coming up in here. Y'all trying to take it back to the old days for me, for us to basically win this bread. But then you guys are paying A-Ward. That don't look good. If I'm a big time battler and I'm a vet, there's no way. There's no way how A-Ward about to get a deposit. And then let's just say if he get a deposit, he could also get some extra bread if he wins. But then I'm also like looking at A Ward like, you was arguing with Sue Surf. You go at it back and forth with Jack Boy Maine. I don't know the situation when you and Bill. Well, you and Bill Collector already battled, supposedly. So my whole thing is, well, would you feel comfortable going up in there, willing to trust that situation, knowing that the fact that URL don't give because URL have a lot to do with this, knowing that URL don't really care about you coming to them, to the, you know what I'm saying, to the URL if you ain't signed no contract. And then if you go up in there and you lose the battle, because everybody loses, sir. You not lost before a two-way war. I feel like Rosenberg Raw got you. I know a lot of people gonna try to kill me for that, but you lost some, but you probably had won most. There's no problem. You probably had one most, but there's a strong possibility if you go up in there, it's like, told you so, told you Heat not built for this. I could definitely see Sue Surf saying that. And I'm not trying to say Sue Surf. I don't know none of these cats personally. I'm not trying to say Sue Surf. I'm not trying to say Sue Surf is a shady person. I'm not trying to say Jack Boy Maine is a shady person. I'm not trying to say Bill Collector is a shady person. But you could easily go up in there and then they could be like, yeah, I told you. And even if you go up in there, it could be a person that's willing to, it could be your opponent that's willing to take your head off at any moment. And he could beat you. So, you know what I'm saying? So, like, that's how I feel about the whole situation. So, what I will say is, if they gave A Ward a deposit, my question is, the fact that A Ward came on there and did it, and like, let's just say everybody just continue to move on. Would people continue to move on with the Midnight Madness situation? Would certain people be like, okay, the process didn't go through, so we ain't got to worry about that? But would people stick to it and be like, well, how come they didn't give me a deposit? I think I earned more than A Ward. How come they didn't give me a deposit? You know what? I'm not never going to Midnight Madness no more. So that's the question for me. Because I know me being up in that situation, Midnight Madness is done. Y'all better off having me on a Born Legacy app. At least I get paid. At least I get paid. But yeah, man. But that's how I feel about the whole situation. If I feel the need to have something else to say, I will most definitely get back with y'all. And I didn't get done watching the Big Ten Luke Castro, so I will be watching that. But yeah, man, that's how I feel about the whole situation, though. So Midnight Madness could be a wrap, man, if you guys is paying certain battlers, but you guys ain't paying other battlers. That's not good. So this y'all boy Battle Rap Chuck, though. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe. Gone.